Welcome into the lounge. So you don't need me to tell you the biggest story of the week. It goes beyond sports. It's a TMZ show fantasy. He's the kind of guy who thinks getting a Costco card membership means he's better than you. Urban Meyer. What is there left to say that hasn't been said? From start to finish, every moment was awful. Literally every moment. Meyer was hired in January. By February, he hired a strength coach who was fired by Iowa after allegations he used racist language against black players. Then there's signing Tim Tebow, which I was a fan of from Tim's angle, but others speculate that Meyer only did it to help out his buddy with health benefits if he stayed in the league a little while longer. By week 2, the team had to put out a statement saying, "We're going to get better," because honestly, nobody believed them. And why would you? Then there was, of course, the video of him at a bar with a woman who was not his wife. All of it leading to the reporting from this month, Meyer calling his own assistant coaches losers and asking them to actually tell him why they aren't, like the weirdest SAT essay prompt of all time. And then maybe the straw that broke the camel's back, former kicker Josh Lambo saying Meyer kicked him in a practice in August and harassing him verbally as well. It's all self-explanatory. You don't need me to tell you why it's bad, which is why I'm not here to tell you it's bad. I'm here to tell you it might just be the worst coaching tenure in the history of sports. So there's a difference between quick coaching tenures and terrible coaching tenures. We are focusing on the latter. The first name that came to mind, if you're anywhere below the Mason-Dixie line and you mention his name, they will press charges. That would be Bobby Petrino, who found a way to transcend sport and upset 2 different fan bases, both in college and pro football. The man quit on the Falcons 13 games through the 2007 regular season to go and coach Arkansas. He was then fired from the Razorbacks after an affair was discovered with the staffer. Switching to hockey, the Lightning fired Barry Melrose after just 16 games because the players quite literally could not physically stand him. No, actually, he couldn't stand them. He walked out and left the team to practice on their own right before he was fired. There's many lists out there you can debate if he's the worst ever. But the reason I'm saying he's the worst ever is because he didn't just lose game and lose players and make everyone in Jacksonville have to put a bag over their heads. No, he gets a very special category of incompetence. You can change a coach and change the culture overnight, but with some people, they change franchises. You may remember former Clippers owner Donald Sterling. His voicemail using racist remarks was just the tip of the iceberg of what Sterling would say to employees on a regular basis. He wasn't just banned from the franchise, he was banned from the league. Isaiah Thomas was a terrible head coach for the Knicks. It's one thing to go 56 and 108. It's another thing to allegedly sexually harass a female executive. Dan Snyder, who is still currently the owner of the Washington football team, somehow, whether it be allegedly propositioning cheerleaders or silencing a former team employee accusing him of sexual misconduct. There's a theme that all of these men have. They didn't just run their franchises into the ground. Plenty of people do that. They did more than that. They set society back by years with their actions and everyday presence. Urban Meyer's crash course has followed one similarity to all of those: lack of remorse. That's a scary thing. What's scary is that basically before this, he was in a position of power for college kids. Players on the Jaguars could speak out. They could call him out on his you-know-what. They can do that. Some of them got paid more than Meyer did. They have no problem telling him what his problem is. College kids don't have that luxury sometimes. They have scholarships that could be in jeopardy because, as we learned, Meyer doesn't handle situations the right way and likes to keep it under wraps too. And the one time they did come to light while he was coaching in college, it involved him possibly having knowledge of domestic abuse from his receivers coach and looking past it for 3 years. It's scary to think of all the things we don't know that went down behind closed doors. That doesn't go away tomorrow for Jacksonville. The same way it doesn't go away for all the victims who were affected by every coach and owner I just mentioned. Positions of power aren't just results-based. You may think it's just about wins or losses, but it's not. It's about what you leave behind. There have been terrible people that have won a lot. There have been amazing people that never won a thing. It takes the lowest of the low to be on the short end of both. And for that, you can only reflect on this short and toxic tenure as the worst. That's it for The Lounge. We'll be right back.